All right, hello everybody. I actually had this recorded and I could not find my little adapter thing to put my memory card in, so I'm just going to go live and talk about this here. So if you're not familiar with this channel or if you're new here, my name is Jillian Shanahan and I am an online coach for online teachers. And on this channel, we talk about different ways that you can make money as an online teacher. And so if you're not already, make sure you click subscribe and hit that little bell notification so that you don't miss my future videos. I wanted to talk about this today because there have been some concerns regarding ESL Teachers Hub, which is a company that's run by some very unprofessional people. I believe it's located in China. They've lied about their address before, saying that they were in Canada, but they're really not. And they sell subscription services to stolen curriculum, and they also sell a subscription service to collect payments. So if you're watching this and you're not familiar with them, that's just kind of like a brief overview on what they do. And if you are looking for some different ways to collect payments from your students, I will go over those different ways with you, and then I'll update the description box to have some of the links for some of those things in there as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to share. And like I said, I apologize. Go ahead and drop in the comments here. If you're watching this live, just drop in the comments and say hi so I know who's here. I do apologize. Like I said, this was a recorded one and I had to go live instead. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the emails that they sent out to their teachers, which I am not one of their teachers, but here we go. So this is the email they sent out. Hello, dear client. We were notified by the e-commerce company in China a couple of days ago. There is a problem with sending us the funds from orders made via Alipay, WeChat Pay, and Union Pay. Therefore, that payment method has been temporarily removed from your payment page. Upon checking, it appears the government has intervened and basically froze the bank account, which is going to affect sending payouts at this time. So basically what they're saying is we can't pay you the money that you have earned and you have paid for a subscription for us to be able to do this with you. We are actually not going to be able to pay you that money because we can't access it. Regardless of when an order was placed and completed processing, it is still sent to the same bank account, which is currently inaccessible. We're working on getting this issue resolved and we'll be in touch with you as soon as possible with an update. Unfortunately, it takes time to deal with government and banking officials, so we have no way of knowing exactly if or when payments will be sent out. So they're telling you here, like, we're going to try, but we have no idea if we're going to be able to pay you at all, ever. So sorry about that. For the time being, you may want to ask your students to use a different payment method, such as direct deposit to your bank or PayPal account if possible. So the people that are using these accounts, and let me know if you're one of them and you've dealt with this, but the people that are using these accounts, they are now being told, like, hey, you have to find a different method. Our services are no longer good for what you wanted. If the issue is not able to be resolved and we can no longer accept orders from China, your budget package membership will be canceled and you will receive a prorated refund on your PayPal subscription, which I don't really understand that, because the PayPal subscription, that must mean the person is paying through PayPal. I don't really know, because they can't give refunds from PayPal. Starting on the 13th of June. This is a very unfortunate turn of events for all of our clients, their students, as well as staff members. We must realize that ESL Teachers Hub has managed to last a lot longer than many other companies did. If you recall in my other video, I think I showed you that they started in August of last year, so they didn't even make it a year. They have left comments on my YouTube video saying that they used to operate under a different name but refused to say what name it was. I do not think that they used to operate under a different name, because they're not as I don't think they're very large scale, and to be to completely switch everything over, though, like to switch everything over to a different website would be a huge undertaking, and I really don't think that they used to operate under a different name, at least not with this. um, we need to be very, very thankful that we were able to take money from teachers. We need to be thankful we were able to make money for as long as we have been. Sadly, this is the way things go when working as your own boss. There are no 100% guarantees for any business to be constantly successful. We must just do what it takes to keep moving forward. So this is true. As your own boss, there are risks that you're going to take, but all of your pay being taken by another company, that is not a risk that you should have to take. When you get your money, you should be able to get your money. All the staff have been overwhelmed with emails and Facebook messages at this time, so please be patient when expecting a reply. They're not replying to teachers as far as I'm aware, except for in really nasty Facebook messages. Please be sure you fully read this email to avoid wasting your time, as well as staff members when asking questions already covered here. Thanks for your patience and understanding. So, that's what's going on with ESL Teachers Hub. And just from what I understand here, what I believe happened is they got caught. Basically, what is the word for it? I've been trying to rack my brain. There's a word for it when a teacher or when somebody goes as the middleman to collect payments in a way that is not accepted by the Chinese government. I can't remember the word for it, and I've been trying to remember, but they got caught doing that. They got caught doing something that the Chinese government is not okay with, and the Chinese government froze their accounts. And that's my understanding of it. I could be wrong on that, but the thing is that we don't know if you're going to get paid through ESL Teachers Hub. I talked about this company a while ago, and told you that when you are going with this company, it is a risk. You're taking a risk if you use a company like this, one that is located in China, one that is dodgy and shady and lies and makes up false claims. There are a lot of scams out there. I'm not saying they're a scam. I don't think they were trying to scam teachers. I don't think that was the purpose of their business. It's not like they're like, okay, let's create a Ponzi scheme, or let's create something that teachers will never get their money. I do think that their intention was to pay teachers, but their business practices were not something that it's not a company that I would trust putting my money in. I'm not going to trust them with my livelihood. I'm not going to trust them with keeping a roof over my head. I'm not going to trust them with, not closing up shop. Something like this was bound to happen because they are operating outside of the law in actually every aspect of their business. So the way they're collecting money is operating outside of the law, as far as when it comes to WeChat Pay. And the way that they are selling stolen curriculum is operating outside of the law. So Felix commented and said, this is one of the risks of trying to go around China's laws. Yes. And the thing is, if you are a teacher and you're collecting payments through WeChat Pay, through your Stripe account, which you can do, I know a lot of countries, it's really they don't have access, or not a lot, but there are some countries that don't have access to Stripe, or PayPal fees are really high, or the conversion rates are astronomical for what they're making. So I do understand that there are issues that come with that. And those are really the teachers that they were targeting, were the teachers that were having issues with that. But as an individual teacher, you are still able to access WeChat Pay. You are still able to bill your customers using Stripe. You're still able to do this, but when you're using another company to do it for you, you are risking like their bank account being frozen if they're located in China. Now, as a teacher in the United States billing through Stripe and WeChat Pay, my bank account can't get shut down because my bank account is not located in China, and the Chinese government does not have access to do that. But when you're giving your money to a company that's under, that follows under Chinese laws, you do risk that. I can't remember the name for it. There's a name for people that do this, that go and collect payments for people and do it like that. But it's not acceptable in China. Like, this is something that's, it can get an account shut down. So as far as collecting payments, there are various different ways. I've done a couple of videos on this channel talking about them. I'm going to go over them right now. You can collect through Stripe and collect credit card payments. You can send a WeChat Pay. You can send a WeChat Pay through Stripe. And you can also use Koala Go. All right, so Gemma said, lots of teachers using ESL Hub are like myself, that because of where I live, I can't use PayPal and Stripe. I would love to be able to use these options, but it's not possible for everyone. Yes, I know. And that's really who they were targeting, were these teachers. And I know that it's not something that is an easy thing to go around. And you can also use Koala Go. So if you go to teachwithkoala.com, you can use them to bill your students, and their fees are let me see if I can actually see their fees. I mean, I don't know them off the top of my head. Their fees are not super high, and you can actually pass the fees on to the students. So you can add the fees onto what you are billing. And then they have little things too, like little eggs that after you earn so much money, you can get an egg that can hatch with the students. So that's kind of cool too. Like that they have little things there to reward the teachers that are using them. I don't use Koala Go, but I have seen people that have, and I use them for classes. I will say that. I use them for my private classes. I don't use them for payment collections because I have my own payment collection, but there are different ways that you can do that. And I know I have had a lot of suggestions, or I've had a lot of requests from teachers. I am not part of Koala Go. Like, I don't have anything to do with how they're run or anything, but I've had some teachers that have been asking me, like, hey, is Koala going to ever allow, what was it? Like a different payment method? Wise payments, I think. And that's something that if you want that to be a feature where they can accept payment through Wise, you can go on there and create a platform suggestion, and people can upvote it. With Koala, they are very community focused, and what people are requesting is what they try to work on. So that is something that you could do, is try to see if you can get that at the top of their thing, and maybe they can do it. But yeah, are you going to be paid? Well, I don't know. I can't tell you if they're going to pay you. It looks like all of their money was tied up into the bank account. They didn't have like a backup option. They weren't transferring it to another bank account to pay you out of. So my guess is this is going to completely rely on the Chinese government, whether or not they will unfreeze the funds. I'm not too familiar with the Chinese law as far as, financial stuff goes there. It's really going to depend on whether or not you are able to, what the government decides to do with them. They were caught breaking the law, or going outside, working around, gray areas or whatever it is. They were caught doing something that the Chinese government doesn't want them to do. I wouldn't, I don't even like to say this because this is your livelihood that I'm talking about, but I would not put my faith in getting paid. The people that are running the online ESL Teachers Hub are not, they don't have the track record of the best customer service. And I've seen them publicly going up against teachers. There, if you look on my last YouTube video that I did, which actually maybe I'll pull it up here so I can show you. But if you look on my last YouTube that I did, let's see, so they had left comments here. That's really quick. Save. Okay. So, where am I at? Okay. I'm just going to share this here. Okay. So if you look at my last video here, which there's the thumbnail for it here, where I was talking about online ESL Teachers Hub. Somebody here said that they stole $15 from them. This was 2 months ago, where they hadn't paid. And they lied about saying like, hey, we refunded you. And I mean, you could see here that the people that are in ESL Teachers Hub are not very professional. These are some of the things that they said, like, hey, Jillian, I've decided to make a video about what you're doing. And of course, I will not be honest like you haven't. It will be posted in all the groups and you will know how wrong it was to make one of others. But there's a reason that I made this, because I saw this was going to be an issue. The reason that I made this was not like, hey, I'm going to speak poorly about a company. It was like, hey, like, teachers need to realize the risks that they're taking. So just be aware of the risks that you're taking. I got paid by ESL Hub after this happened. They're trying to pay, it seems, but I know some teachers have had partial payments and not full payments at the time. You've been paid since since their bank account was frozen. Let me know, because if you have, that is awesome, and maybe there is a chance here. 5 days ago, all of their clients have had their funds frozen. Deluxe, I see a lot of half truths in your video. I mean, but yeah, so I'm just jealous and desperate to make my own business succeed. Why can't you just be a good person and let teachers use their services if they want to? I never told teachers that they couldn't use their services. Like, you go right ahead and use their services. But whenever you're using a service from anybody, you have to realize there are a lot of scams and not so great companies out there. And this doesn't just fall in the ESL world. This is everywhere. There are scams and there are good companies and there are not so great companies. And if you're working with a company that is not reputable, you need to just be aware that you are taking a risk. If you're working with a new company, you are taking a risk. This has happened to a lot of teachers, including myself. I was collaborating with a company last year, and I'm not going to call them a scam, but the way that they're operating did not fall in line with what, with a lot of things. I ended up not getting paid by them. So it happens, and you just have to be aware that you're taking a risk. They got in touch with teachers and made payments, maybe not full payments, but partial payments at least. That's good. I'm really glad to hear that. I am really glad to hear that. And hopefully, I really do hope that everybody that is working with ESL Hub is able to get their full payments. I do hope this. I'm not like against a certain company. it's not like I'm like, hey, like I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to bash companies and I'm going to talk trash about companies. It's nothing like that. I just feel that it's extremely important for teachers to know what they're getting themselves into, what risks they're taking, and the options that they have. And it's easy when a company is new or when there's not a lot out there about them. It's easy to fall in fall in a fall into something where something that there's a negative consequence of it. Like it's not it's not you're taking a risk when you're working with a new or unknown company. You're taking a risk when you're working with a company that has shady practices. I would recommend finding an alternative to payment collection. I obviously don't support this company. I don't back them. I would never say anything about teachers that choose to use them. If you choose to use them and it's working for you, great. I hope I hope it keeps working for you. If you are in a certain company, or if you're living in a certain country where you cannot collect payments through the methods that other teachers do, ask around and see what other teachers are using. In the online ESL Teachers Success and Support Group, which is a group of now over 13,000 teachers on Facebook, there are over 13,000 teachers in this group right now. And a lot of those teachers are going to be, or some of those teachers are bound to be in the same position that you are in and have found a solution, no matter what it is, whether it be curriculum or payment or dealing with a difficult student. I highly encourage you to use other teachers to, to get in a group, whether it's that group or another group, to get in a group and use other teachers to see what they are doing and learn from other teachers' experiences. Because that's going to help you grow as a teacher. Collaboration with other business professionals in what you're doing, people that have been through the same thing as you, that's going to be really helpful. That was just a quick update that I had. I have decided every time I talk about them, this company has a bunch of fake accounts where they pretend to be happy customers. Gemma, that is on here and is saying that, has made these comments that I showed. She's actually a legitimate customer of theirs, a legitimate client of theirs. But there are a lot of fake accounts that they have on Facebook and on YouTube where they pretend to be clients, happy clients of ESL Teachers Hub. And they will usually, like, whether it be the fake client accounts or their professional accounts from people that work there, they have been known to get really, really, really nasty with teachers. They actually, I saw a comment on Facebook where they, Doug, one of the faces of online ESL Teachers Hub, he commented to her that she didn't deserve her pay. Like, I saw this comment. He's like, oh, you don't deserve to be paid anyways. If you made the money, then you deserve to be paid. Like, that's what your subscription is for, is so that they can pay you. And that's theft if they choose not to pay teachers because they're deciding, who deserves the money that they earned for the hours that they worked and who doesn't. That's not a company that I would want to work with. And in the future, whenever they post something, I'm just going to post pictures. I'm going to respond with pictures of my goats. That's what's happening though. When they're like, oh, you're just looking for attention, picture of my goat. I'm not even like getting into it with them. But I like my goats, so they can share the spotlight there. But yeah, that's all I have for right now. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Hopefully Feel free, leave comments in here updating us. Let us know if you got paid. And we can kind of keep an eye on this. I really do hope they pay everybody. Like, I am not wishing bad, like, I'm not wishing ill thoughts on this company. I'm not wishing anything negative on this company. I hope that they pay everybody. I hope that they're, able to allow teachers to be successful for those teachers that are using them. I wish that they would be able to be a little bit more professional and actually, yeah. That's all. That's all for today. I will see you guys later. Tuesday, I'm going to be uploading a video that is going to be talking about All School again, helping teachers that have been hired with All School. So congratulations to all of you teachers that were able to be hired with All School over this last month that I've been working with you. A bunch of you have gotten hired and had your first classes, and I'm really, really excited about that. That's congratulations. I'm excited. Yeah, I'll see you guys all later. Make sure you like this video if it was helpful. Leave a comment if you have anything to add that I am not able to go into further detail on or that I don't know about. And subscribe so you don't miss my future videos. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.